EduRec, we have a host of programs such as Spring Break Camp, Summer Camp, and After School. We also have Black History Saturdays. It's located at 5424 North Madison Avenue. To donate, sponsor, or volunteer for any of our programs at EduRec, go to edurectulsa.com. Call EduRec today at 918-430-3947. And you can also visit us on any of our social media platforms at EduRec Tulsa. EduRec Tulsa, where education and recreation meet. Looking to take your event to the next level with professionalism and energy? Contact World One Development. We host events, have radio personalities, offer community engagement and videography. We also do live radio remotes, red carpet appearances, create promos, event recaps, drops, and flyers. We also create customized advertising packets to promote your business, organization, or program. Visit our website at world1development.com. You can also reach us on social media at World One Development.
TEDC, Tulsa Economic Development Corporation, is proud to announce the grand opening of GEM, Greenwood Entrepreneurship in Molden. That's GEM, a multi-level facility located at 609 East Pine Street in the heart of North Tulsa. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 30th at 10 a.m. You don't want to miss this grand opening event. Come witness all the great things that are happening. Come see the magnificent restoration and feel the history of GEM, Greenwood Entrepreneurship at Molden. The GEM will share as a base of operations for inspiring programming, emerging tech initiatives, including ongoing partnership with Microsoft to advance AI innovation and community impact. Again, that's Saturday, April 30th at 10 a.m. Join World One Development and NYCU.FM's very own Charles and Damali from the Community Wakeup Morning Show and be a part of this great event.
Alarm off, cat along, turn this up, sun peeking through the curtains, we already in gear, whole town tuned in, bring your coffee over here, down locked in, yeah, you know how we do it, it's the community wake up, with news you can use, Community wake up on the show, Charles and Damali, news you can use right here, right now, right, break it down, put it in your lifestyle. Straight, never hollow, got my lane, got the game plan, move, you can follow. Traffic and the weather, what's popping in the school, from the block to the schoolroom, we keep you in the loop, Wake up, morning show, Charles and Damali, news you can use right here, right now, right, break it down, put it in your lifestyle. From the front porch to the car, hustle, keep it light, keep it real, keep the hometown real, turn it hometown, the whole turning up, you rockin' with the community, wake up, community show.
Good morning. Welcome to the Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali. Good morning to all of y'all out there in Radio Land. I am Charles.
And I'm Damali.
We are here to deliver news you can use, culture, conversation that moves community forward every single day.
So today our theme is leading where you are. We will be providing listeners with valuable information about our theme and what it means to community. The goal is to inform, empower, and to connect community.
The vision, a stronger, smarter, more engaged community. What's going on today is finally hump day.
It's hump day.
The goal is to get us all over the hump.
Yes.
Don't get stuck on the bump and don't be sitting there like a lump. I ain't rapping today. Hold on, that's my remix. My bad.
What?
That's my remix. You never know. I was in the lab last night. My boy LeBron James was cooking.
Back.
LeBron James was cooking and I was cooking.
Oh, okay.
We're going to talk about that later.
Okay.
Right now, we're going to say welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in on NYCU.FM radio station where we play today's R&B, the throwbacks, and in the hottest gems that's going on today. Thanks for locking in. And remember, I'm going to keep saying it. It may come a day that this might be one of the only outlets you can really get real news because the people's buying up everything.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what's on TV. I don't even watch no more. But anyway, you're locked in. with us also on KBOB 89.9 FM, where Uncle Bobby, for close to 10 years, has been allowing our community to tell our story, our way, and we appreciate him and his family. And you're also locked in on YouTube, the official World One Development. That one is spelled WON, World One Development, news that you can use. But you got the best seat in the house right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, home of Black Wall Street on Greenwood with me and Damali. And we live and we not glitching. It's us, it's Damali.
Yeah.
Are you, my sister, getting over the hump?
I am getting over the hump. And you know what? I have been in a state of, I'm not really sure. Like for some reason, right now, I am in a state of, we got to do better, folks.
Yeah.
We have got to do better.
Yeah.
We are right now in the middle of voting season. Voting season is getting ready to kick off, and it is time for us to start making some decisions about who we want in office. And when we look at local, national, and international, who is leading us, right? This is a fitting conversation that we need to have and things that we need to start talking about. And so I think that I had an epiphany while I was in the shower this morning about things that we need to be talking about as we move towards election time.
Okay.
And so our theme today is leading where you are.
I like it.
Which I think is very fitting. But I want to talk about something before we do our affirmation, just to give you food for thought. Okay. So I punted that out there about voting season and all of that, because it is very important that we get the right leaders in and that we're voting on the right stuff. So, on Sunday, we had that mass shooting where we lost 8 children. They were unalived, and 2 women were shot who are, fighting for their lives.
Right.
But I don't know if you guys knew this. And so I wanted to bring this to your attention. In just 3 weeks, 4 Black women were shot and killed in senseless acts of domestic violence.
Yeah.
They were leaders, healers, and pillars of our community. On April 2nd, Vice Mayor Nancy Matoya Bowen was a trailblazer, the first Black and Haitian American woman elected as Coral Springs, Florida's commissioner. Her husband shot her to death and wrapped her body in a blanket and garbage bags before confessing the crime to a family member. On April 17th, Dr. Serena Fairfax, who was a dentist, she was a beloved and accomplished dentist, running her own thriving family dental practice in Fairfax, Virginia. She was a devoted mother of 2 and once built a zip line for her kids. She was shot by her husband, former Virginia Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax, in a murder-suicide. That same day, Barbara Deere, who was widely known for her work as a speech pathologist with Chicago Public Schools, she had planned an anti-violent walk in Garfield Park scheduled for the day after she was gunned down. Her sorority sisters joined neighbors and friends on the walk, celebrating her life and legacy. She was fatally shot by her son, who then took his own life. So again, another murder-suicide. On April 19th, Pastor Tammy McCullum was a minister at the Well Worship Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. Her congregation described her as full of light, who lovingly served her community and her church. She was shot by her husband. And then all of these women and countless other women, and I'm focusing on Black women because, that's really kind of what our platform is about. I mean, we talk about everyone, but I'm just saying, and these women were pillars of our community.
Right.
They were pastors. They were dentists. They were, people who you think, they got a cushy life, right?
Right.
And they are living in the shadow of domestic violence, which tells me, we've got to do something about domestic violence, period, in our community. So that means we have a job to do. We got to start talking about it. Right. We got to stop keeping it a dirty little secret. But then B, we got to do something about gun laws. How is it that all of these people have access to guns when they're mentally unstable and they should not have access to these guns, right? So we need to talk about that. That's something that we need to be thinking about as we move to the polls. We need to be looking at what are your positions on gun laws, because it doesn't make any sense to me that in America, we have so many senseless deaths in our country because of guns. when there are other countries that don't even have gun violence.
Right.
Like, I mean, it just is non-existent. And we are supposed to be the cream of the crop when we talk about, so is this another illusion that we're feeding ourselves, that mainstream media is serving us up? Because how is it that we have all of these people and 8 babies that, I mean, it's just like back to back to back to back, and we're so desensitized to it. So anyway, this morning I'm going to get off my soapbox, but I wanted to just bring this to your awareness. When an abusive partner has access to a gun, a victim is 5 times more likely to be killed. For a Black woman, the risk is even more severe, disproportionately impacted by domestic violence and more likely to be killed by an intimate partner than women of other races. We cannot accept a world where access to guns turns abuse into death sentences, and a world where Black women continue to bear the brunt of violence. We owe each of these women and these 8 babies. We owe them, and we owe them now. So if you know of violence, contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline. You can contact them at 1-800-799-SAFE, or that's 7233. You can text them at 88788, or you can go to www.thehotline.org for help.
Damali, that's a lot right there. Like you say, you had an epiphany, and the beauty of having that and a platform, you get a chance to speak about those things that are going on, those things that are real, that we all need to be enlightened to. And it kind of is like what Marvin Gaye said, what's going on? He posed the question, what's going on? And that's basically what you're saying.
Right.
Man, what is going on? And I think that, Damali, a lot of it, at the end of the day, I think it has to do with that thing called mental health. I think a lot of it has to do with mental health. I feel like it's layered. I think the beauty of our show, the community wake up, because Damali, basically what you're doing is telling people local, national, and international, we got to wake up to some of these things. And I think that it's a lot of layers to it. And the beauty of our platform is we'll start pulling in experts. So we really can get into the numbers and really get into the issues and really be able to get our women help, And I think another thing too, Damali, I think that has these things been happening all along. It's just we didn't have the internet like it is now. We didn't have so many cell phones that you record and pick up stuff. So you just never know, because we can go back to when we was kids. It was domestic violence going on.
Oh, absolutely.
But the thing about it, I think back then it was everybody's little dirty secret. Everybody know women that used to be out with black eyes and all of that stuff. And, everybody mind your own business, all that kind of stuff. And I think that it's pretty sad, and I think that some of these brothers may have to get some help. And I just tell you, while you was reading that, I was just sitting here thinking a little bit. And I think one of the issues that might be, because what you talked about is women that were leaders, strong women, professional women. So I think a little bit of it, Damali, could be this. And I think it's wrong if it's this, but I think it could potentially be this. We dealing in 2026, and we've been dealing with it maybe for 10, 15 years. Guess what? It's like a role reversal situation.
Right.
Women are now leading a household. Black women are now, when you think about it, most of the people that are educated in degrees and master degrees and doctors are women.
Right.
And when you look at life, at the end of the day, Damali, the person that's last on the totem pole to be respected, to be able to vote, to be able to get an opportunity, to be able to just try to fight is Black women. At the end of the day, when you look at all races, when you look at males and females, Black women, for whatever reason, I feel like it's wrong, because I feel like America, whatever's great about America is great because sisters have been standing up and standing in the gap for Black, white, green, or yellow.
Right.
Because the sisters will just stand up for community. They're not going to put no color or no race on it.
Right.
A sister, no matter what's going on, is going, most of the time, going to try to do what's right. And they got a few out there throw a foul ball on you. But for the most part, that's not the case. And I think that some of these situations could be, can you stand the rain when the sisters out here have to lead and you have to kind of get behind her, so to speak? And I think that can be tough for a brother, because that's like maybe not the normal order that the brother would like it to be. Because now it's kind of like with Oprah. Remember, Oprah was leading, and then people start becoming like the first man.
Yeah.
Like at church, when it's the woman pastor, instead of it being the first lady, okay, is he like the first man? And then when women are like the president, if Kamala would have made it, who was he going to be? Now, is he the first man? So all these things that we put on TV and publicize, people may endure it on TV, But here's the thing: when you go behind closed doors,
Right.
the question
The
is,
strain.
what's going on behind closed doors?
Mhm.
And basically, what you're doing is bringing closed doors out into the media. And here, what you just read is probably times 100.
Absolutely.
Those are just the ones that
Absolutely.
you was able to go across. So
Mhm.
we do have to find a way, because it's not just in that area, Damali. Here's another area. And I know this, I mean, we're talking about leading where we are. And these ladies was leading, but when you talk about the amount of people that come up missing,
Mm.
it's Black women.
Yeah.
When you talk about the people that's more apt to die having a baby, it's Black women. When it comes in almost every area, it's a little attack there. So I'm glad you brought it up. And I know today we're going to talk about leading where we are, but I appreciate you bringing light to that, because look, I got mamas, grandmas, sisters, nieces, cousins, and and we want to give our sisters a fair shake.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and do our morning affirmation, because I know I kind of dropped that on you guys kind of heavy.
It's all good.
So we're
It's
going to
all
do
good.
the affirmation, and yeah, we're going to get the show popping off. Okay.
Yeah, and another thing, guys, this the beauty of community to wake up. This is our show. So when something is on your heart, near and dear, we might can't get right to it, but if you put it in the comments and we read it, we'll find a way to touch on it, and we'll find a way to do what we need to do to get you the information that you need.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I do see some of your Uncle Brian, I do see your comment. And we'll come back to that here in just a moment. Okay.
We'll come to the live.
Okay. So let's go ahead and do our morning affirmation. Let's breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. So today's affirmation says, I lead right where I am, using what I have to make a difference. Let's break that down through the lens of community leadership. The first part says, I lead right where I am. This means leadership isn't about a title, a position, or waiting for the perfect moment. It's about showing up in your current space, taking initiative in your home, job, or neighborhood, being a positive example wherever you are. You don't wait to lead, you start where you are. Then the next part says, using what I have. You don't need to have everything to start. What you already have includes your skills, your knowledge, your experiences, your voice, and your relationships. Leadership starts with what's in your hands right now. Use what you've got and don't wait for more. And then the last part says, to make a difference. Leadership is about impact. It looks like helping others, solving problems, uplifting people, and improving your environment, and being consistent and dependable. Even small actions can create big change over time. So do something that helps, no matter how small. The bigger message is this. This affirmation reminds us that community leadership starts with everyday people making intentional choices. Lead in your home, lead in your workplace, lead in your community, and lead with what you have. Because when people choose to lead where they are, communities don't wait for change, they create it. And this has been today's affirmation. Right here on NYCU.FM and KBOB 89.9 FM.
This segment was also sponsored by TEDC, Tulsa Economic Development Corporation. They will be having the grand opening of GEM, Greenwood Entrepreneurship at Moulton, on April 30th. So put that on your calendar. We're going to take a real quick commercial break. It's 17 minutes after the hour, 57 degrees in Tulsa, Oklahoma. When we come back, we're going to get into this topic, is leading from right where you are. Right here on the Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali. Y'all stay locked in. Share this with a friend, and we'll be right back.
TEDC, Tulsa Economic Development Corporation is proud to announce the grand opening of GYM, Greenwood Entrepreneurship in Molden. That's GYM, a multi-level facility located at 609 East Pine Street in the heart of North Tulsa. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 30th at 10 a.m. You don't want to miss this grand opening event. Come witness all the great things that are happening. Come see the magnificent restoration and feel the history of GYM, Greenwood Entrepreneurship at Molden. The GYM will share as a base of operations for inspiring programming, emerging tech initiatives, including ongoing partnership with Microsoft to advance AI innovation and community impact. Again, that's Saturday, April 30th at 10 a.m. Join World One Development and NYCU.FM's very own Charles and Damali from the Community Wake Up Morning Show and be a part of this great event. Looking for space for your business or planning a special event? Gibbs Shopping Center in North Tulsa has commercial spaces available now, ready for you to move in. Call Tracy today at 918-780-7335 to schedule your tour. And don't forget, Reflections Event Center, located in the Gibbs Shopping Center. Perfect for weddings, birthday parties, community events, and more.
Looking to take your event to the next level with professionalism and energy? Contact World One Development. We host events, have radio personalities, offer community engagement and videography. We also do live radio remotes, red carpet appearances, create promos, event recaps, drops, and flyers. We also create customized advertising packets to promote your business, organization, or program. Visit our website at worldonedevelopment.com. You can also reach us on social media at World One Development.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to the Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali. We are back live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, home of Black Wall Street on Greenwood. If you haven't been here, you should. Hey, come visit us and we'll take you around, let you see what it's all about. Thank you for locking in on NYCU.FM radio station where we play today's R&B and all of those great throwbacks. Thank you for tuning in, OKBOB 89.9 FM, where we get to tell our story our way. Don't forget about the youth. We have a program on the radio station where high school students can come join us and learn about this radio space, be positive in their community by doing a lot of local work. They get to travel to other states to have a good time. And even from time to time, we take them abroad. So make sure you remember the Juice Radio Show. Go see Uncle Bobby at 1216 North Lansing Avenue. Sweet D, he right there in the corner with the green eyes with shades on. Go see him. He will get your youth hooked up, because these youth go on from the Juice to do great things and they impact this world. Trust me when I say it. You also lock in on YouTube, the official World One Development news you can use. But you, my friend, got the best seat in the house. You in here with me and Damali, and we live, and it's hump day, and we gonna help you get over the hump. Damali, you dropped some on us this morning.
Yes.
Doing the affirmation before that, you talk about what's going on with the women. Let's look out for our sisters. When you see something, say something, and don't let things just go by. But today, our theme is leading where you are.
And part of leadership is, speaking up when you see something that's not right. When you see domestic violence happening, because sometimes people just don't know how to get out and can't figure out how to get out. So let's try to save some lives, if we can. So I'm going to go to the live and we're just going to acknowledge some of the folks that are on the live right now.
Right.
So I see Mom is on.
Good morning, Mom.
Arlisha Walker is on.
Arlisha.
Uncle Brian says, good morning, niece. I'm back on the air with a lot of news.
Yeah, that's some news we can use right there.
Okay. And he says the Empire is back.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about the show Empire. I was about to get excited. If they say Cookie
Right.
Lines is back, let's go.
Soror Gina Goodson is back. She says, good morning, family and community. I love you. Well, we love you, and condolences on the loss of your brother. We hope that you and your family are, doing well, trying to get over, this situation. I know that it is tough, but our prayers are with you and your family.
Yeah. Good morning, and love you too, sis. Miss you, Soror.
Yes. All right. Arlisha Walker says, good morning.
Hey.
John Prince is watching.
Big John, what's up, man?
Yeah. Cynthia Noble says, good morning.
What's up, Cynthia?
Cousin Pearlie says, good morning, family.
Cousin Pearlie, what's going on? I feel your energy. I see Cousin Pearlie put some energy in the microphone.
Yeah.
I be feeling a little something. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate it.
All right. John Prince says, great morning, family.
Oh, yeah.
Ron Williams is watching.
Ron Williams, welcome to the show.
Yes. Uncle Brian says, so Uncle Brian's got some insight. He says the problem is that some Black men can't handle the fact that Black women are handling the stress of the world, and some Black men are always saying that women are weak. But in the case of last weekend, several Black men killed their spouses or partners and kids. And I think the bigger question is, why can't Black men handle the success of Black women?
You know what? Again, I think, Damali, a lot of it is the role reversal.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the natural order of things is the men are supposed to lead. We're supposed to be the provider. We're supposed to be the protector. We're supposed to set order in the house. We're supposed to be leading in the community. We're supposed to be leading wherever we are. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is that I'm a brother. We MIA. When you see marches going on, when you see people fighting for what we got going on, when you see all of these things, you're seeing sisters more and more. Right. So, man, sometimes you have to understand. Here's the thing, Damali, we have to just understand we are in it together.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of women that were just at home. It's like, I'm going to take care of the kids and I'm going to do this. But when them lights start flickering, when cars start going back, when the kids is not getting the things that they need, then first you come into a partnership. But at the end of the day now, sisters are sharp. They're going to school. They impacting their CEOs. They leading this country in a lot of different ways. And I think not just Black men, there's a lot of people have to make adjustments, because not just men, but other races of men be disrespectful to sisters. Right. You see what I'm saying? Right. So I agree with Uncle Brian. We gotta find a way to start writing that ship. I'll leave it right there.
Right. Exactly. Uncle Brian says that Miss Fairfax was a prominent dentist and was a pillar in community. Absolutely. Right. Beverly Scott says, God bless Wednesday to all.
Hey.
Uncle Brian says, strong affirmation. Thank you so much. Shamir Grant is on.
Shamir, welcome to the show.
She is actually running for office in Oklahoma City.
That's my sister right there. Look, this sister is the real deal, Holyfield. So if you're in the Oklahoma City area, check her out. Go to her page. Shamir, if you got your website or any information they can get, just put it on the live, because we have a lot of people that listen from Oklahoma City. And if you need anything from us to support you in your endeavors, now, we're not telling people they got to vote for you, because we can't tell them that. But we want them to know about your platform, about who you are, and what changes you want to see in your community. So congratulations for making that move and that decision.
Exactly. And Shamir says, wonderful affirmation. Thank you so much, Shamir. Cousin Pearlie said, thanks, Damali, for the powerful affirmation. You are so welcome. Jeremiah Blackwell says, good morning, village.
Mississippi in the building.
Let's see. No one talked about Pete Buttigieg being here and had a wonderful rally over at Will Rogers High School, as well as visited Vernon AME Church.
Man, he was at a lot of spots.
He was.
Man. I seen him all over the city, Uncle Brian. So we was up on it, and it made a good impact. Made a great impact. So we may unpack that a little bit more tomorrow or later today.
And we'll come back to your comment about General Dan Cain storming out of a meeting with Donald Trump. We'll come back to that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Prentice Osborne is on.
Prentice, what's up?
David and Donna Jones says, good morning, family.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Laura Roberts says, there are more ways for men to guide and teach that money has nothing to do with. You know what? You are absolutely correct.
Look, when we do this, Lord, that means we saying a lot right there, boy. I read a whole book right there. So
right there, and that one comment.
That's it.
And Laura also says that being present and available to put out the fires is important.
Right.
Uncle Brian says, it seems like only the Joint Chiefs of Staff Oh, okay. So you're still talking about that other comment that we're going to talk about a little bit later.
Yeah.
So thank you everybody for being present on the live. I'm going to give you what we are our definition of leading where you are means, okay? And what we're talking about in the context that we're going to be giving information in today. So leading where you are means taking responsibility to positively influence and serve your community right now, using your current position, skills, and resources without waiting for title or permission.
Right.
That's the lens that we're talking from today. Just starting where you are, just start.
Right. Somewhere. And I'm gonna ask the question to the live, and I
Mhm.
appreciate y'all tuning in. We really got some heavy information again today.
Mhm.
We're gonna have ways that people can connect with housing
Mhm.
and money and entrepreneurship opportunities and all of that. We got a
Right.
lot of huge things happening in Tulsa in about 72 hours, and you guys cannot miss it. But
Right.
when we talk about leading where you are, Damali, I think is huge. I think that's I always said you got to sweep around your own porch.
Yes.
Right. I
Right.
think that's also part of it when we talk about
Mhm.
do what you can for yourself.
Yes.
I think that's the part when you talk about your kids' education, let it start at home first. Don't blame the teacher and the principal in the school district.
Right.
Start at your home first.
Exactly.
So I think when you talk about that, leading from where you are, now you're getting into personal responsibility of
Absolutely.
what you can do, because sometimes it is always, because some people taking a leadership role is tough. You know why?
Why?
Because a lot of times by nature, people always want to blame somebody else
Mhm.
when something don't go right.
Right.
I think that's one of the biggest things. I don't want to feel no shame because I get out here and lead, and then some don't go right. Then I don't want to be on the news and the newspaper, and I don't want people
Mhm.
talking. You know, people go Facebook Live on you in a minute. So you be like, man, I ain't got time
Right.
for all of that. You
Right.
know what I'm talking about? I'm trying to stay safe. I'm trying to keep the load on my side, because when people mess with me, I get mad.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, in order for us to get to where we need to be, we're going to have to start leading
Right.
in a lot of areas, because at the end of the day, nobody has a plan for us to do better in our community. If so, it would not look the way that it look.
Yeah.
So Damali, when you think about leading from where you are, what you think about, and if you're on the live, when you think about leading from right where you are, what does it mean to you? We'll give you what we think, and then we'll come to you on the live.
You know what? I think that I say this all the time. Y'all hear me say this all the time. Nobody is coming to save us. So if we are not trying to do whatever it is that we can do on our own, then we're just going to be, and our next generation, the generations after that, they're just going to be lost. So at the end of the day, and I'll just use myself for an example, because, I can talk about me all day long and I ain't going to get offended. But just using myself as an example, when it was time, or when I was working a full-time job at the law firm and still volunteering and doing the things that I was doing at World One Development, and it got to be tough, because it ended up being where I'm working 18 hours a day.
Oof.
And it's go to sleep for a couple hours, get up and repeat the same, and I was like, man, this is not sustainable. Like
Right.
nobody can do this for a long term.
Right.
And so I was like, you know what? My passion was World One Development, but I was getting paid over at the law firm.
Right.
So it's like, ooh, money or passion. And finally one day I just said, you know what? I'm just going to jump out here. I'm just going to sink or swim. And I had a little bit of a nest egg put back, but it wasn't a whole lot, but it was enough that, I'm like, okay, I can kind of get over here and try to make things happen, and that was 12 years ago.
But here's the thing. I'm just going to add this and let you keep on going. What you decided in that moment is, instead of letting my boss and my job and this entity lead me, lead my future, dictate my salary, dictate what I'm doing, dictate my vision and purpose for me and my family.
Right.
You now took all that role on my insurance, my finances, my mortgage, my car pay, all that stuff now is sitting on my plate. And I got to have a plan to lead this thing in my family now. And that's easier said than done.
Absolutely. And it's scary.
Yeah.
And I will say that, because I was like, ooh, I don't know how I'm gonna get a paycheck every whenever I need it, even if it's once a month.
Right.
I was used to being paid every 2 weeks, but now I'm like, okay, just once a month. How am I gonna get money? But at the end of the day, God is taking care of me every step of the way. And listen, y'all see, I ain't lost no weight, and things are still good, because I was willing to step out on faith and just jump out there and just get it done. I was willing to start from somewhere and it's been nothing but blessings, and sometimes people look at your life and be like, well, how did she get to do this? How did she get to go to Africa? How did she get through? Favor ain't fair. I was willing to step out on faith when nobody else was there in the room and start to lead this organization, even though I didn't know how, exactly. I didn't have the 1, 2, 3. We don't have a handbook. It ain't written out. We have been actually doing this stuff as we go. We're walking by faith. God is leading us one step at a time. And, but I was willing to do that. I was willing to lead even though I was scared. I was willing to lead even though it wasn't comfortable. I was willing to lead even though I felt like I was blinding myself and didn't know what I was doing. So leading is uncomfortable. But, and I think a lot of us are waiting for comfort and the comfort zone. And if you're waiting for that, you ain't never going to do nothing. You're going to end up, one of my favorite lines in, Sister Act is the mama always, she talks about, dad wanted to be a singer. And she was like, ain't nobody got time for the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. I love that line because that is so true. People go to their grave on shoulda, coulda, wouldas instead of just getting out there and just making it happen. So you got to start from somewhere. So you got to lead where you are.
And I would say first, my take, and then we coming straight to the live. So when y'all think about leading from where you are, we want to know what you're saying because I'm going to take my notes soon as y'all start talking. Gina, you back. I appreciate that because I'm getting some notes from you.
Right.
But when I think about leading from where you are, I first think about just taking care of myself first. Leading myself spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, in all these different areas first. Taking care of myself and doing that. Because I think first leading, you got to lead yourself first. Because I think sometimes what hurt you when somebody jump up to lead you and you're like, hold on, is he got on mix match socks? Before she lead me.
That is a style right now.
Is her wig on? There's always judgment.
Don't do us, sisters.
Come with leadership.
Yeah, but that's true.
So my thought was, okay, let me get myself together. Let me just lead in what I need to do first. And let me try to be a good leader in my own household first.
Yes.
How my kids doing? How my spouse doing? How my yard look? How my car look? How my soup look? Lead there first. Because I think the hardest thing to do is people getting out here trying to lead folks. They ain't leading in their own house. They ain't leading nothing in their own life.
Checkmate.
Now you out here fumbling and bumbling and rumbling through stuff. And then who you trying to lead gonna look like what's really going on at your crib. And I think from there, then I think my next thought was like church. Man, let me get my leadership right in the church house, to get my spiritual right. Because if you're gonna get into leadership, we're not telling you what to believe in, but you better have a faith that you can stand on. Because leading is not for the faith at heart. It's tough. So whether you're a pastor, a CEO, a teacher, or just a man or a woman just leading your household, it gets tough because when you lead in, that means you have decided to become the captain of the ship.
Yep.
When everybody else is asleep, you watching for the icebergs. When the storms come at night, you tell everybody it's going to be all right. And it's scary to do that, but I'll tell you where it helped me when it said leading from where you are. And it has helped me greatly. And it may be some good for your kids, maybe not. Sports. Sports is one of the best. Look, if you have kids in school, if you can, I don't care if they're great or not. Sports help you so much with leadership.
Yes.
Because you're constantly dealing with adversity. You're running, you're jumping, the whistle is blowing, the coaches is after you. You got the fans sitting out there judging everything you do. You shoot an air ball. You fumble the football.
Traumatizing.
Get them out of here. It's. But at the same time, you're building something. So a lot of times, if you look, and I'm not saying everybody got to be an athlete. Now, don't y'all do that because you can lead being in cheer, pom, gymnastics, I'm just saying something that puts adversity before you. Because the main thing that's going to hit you when you start to lead is you're going to meet resistance.
Yes.
The people that was your friends before you got in that leadership position, they was cool with you till you start leading. The person that you had to take their position now don't like you no more. Right. So all of these different things come along with leadership. Leadership is not easy.
It's not.
But the thing about it, you still have to lead from where you are. You don't want to be complaining about the school and your job and your kids and all of that. Because at the end of the day, what are you doing personally to make the situations better that you don't like? Right? So we'll go to the live. The question is, leading from where you are.
Okay. So AJ says, good morning, community. Wake up.
What's going on, Mr. Energizer down there in the J-Bone Lounge?
Richie Anderson says, good morning, everyone.
Cousin Richie, welcome to the show.
Katina Walker says, good morning.
Katina, what's up?
Cousin Dr. Tamika says, good morning, cousins. Let's go.
Dr. Tamika, I can't wait to get your response on leading from where you are.
Now,
What
you
is
know
your
she got
take,
something to
Dr.
say.
Tamika, on leading from where you are?
Ron Williams says, amen to that.
Okay, amen.
Katina Walker says, amen. Favor ain't fair.
Ooh.
Yeah. Laura Roberts says, that takes so much courage.
Mm.
And Shamir Grant has something to say. She said, thank you so much. I definitely started where I was and with what I had right here at home and my children's school and neighborhood. It grew to my community, and now God has granted me access to move in my district.
Oh,
Definitely, it is a walk in faith and not easy. Please follow and join Oklahomans to elect Shamir Grant 2026, ShamirGrant.com. And it's spelled CHIMERE, Grant.com. Yes, congratulations.
Let me do this,
sis.
Damali, because add this and then we right back to the live because I want to ask you something.
Okay.
Right. So a lot of times people don't even realize where situations may start because you can always want to be following, but people keep on saying, no, you're a leader.
Mhm.
Your whole life in school, you at the front of the class.
Yeah.
You know, in line, the teacher say, no, because a lot of times people can see leadership in you,
Yeah.
you know, and so that's
right.
why
That's true.
it's so important to have the right people around you because leadership can be negative or positive.
Mhm.
Trust me, I done had partners that was drug dealers that I know could be much better at this job than I am.
Mhm.
You know, it's just that who led you where?
Yeah.
You know, some of the sisters that get out here and do some of the undesirable things,
Mhm.
you know, they some of the sharpest people that you can ever, and they leading, but in the wrong area.
Right.
So now it ends
Right.
up a detriment
Yeah.
to themselves, their family, and community because they took that gift and talent and maybe tried to catch a shortcut.
Mm-hmm.
End up with the jail cell closing. But anyway, that's not the point. Damali,
Yes.
when me and you people don't know, me and Damali went to church for 3 years together.
Mhm.
She sat in front of me, her and her family, my family sat behind her, and we were just at church minding our own business. Can I say that, Damali?
Black-owned business.
Bishop Cooper came to me and said, the Lord said.
He didn't say it like that.
He kind of like that. That's how it sounded to me. He came to me and said, Charles, the Lord told me you are supposed to help me lead these community efforts and projects in our community. And I had been talking to the Lord, and the Lord hadn't told me nothing about that. Can I be honest? The
He
Lord,
ain't said nothing.
I was in the process, Damali, of doing my business, moving to Florida, taking my family, be by the beach. I had this whole plan all of my life. I'm going to get on a yacht
Yep.
and be riding to the islands and smiling with my shades on. I was going to get a Jerry curl and put some of that Jerry curl juice from the place in Tulsa in my hair and just ride. And then, but then my business partner, also from Houston, he told me, yeah, Charles, it's time for you to lead. I said, oh, okay. See, this is me in my own strength. Okay, I can get what you need me to do, negotiate a building, do a business acquisition. Okay, I can do that real quick because I'm still in Florida.
That's fast.
Yeah, my business partner. Now, he had tears in his eyes because I was the closer in the business. And he looked at me. He said, no, you're going to be here for a minute. And then when they told me it's going to be about 10 years.
Now let's preface this. Charles's business partner is an apostle. So
Yeah.
he gets a direct line to the Father.
The
Okay.
thing about Brother Charles is I be having my own plan, but I would pivot and I would stop. If the Lord, whatever
say.
the Lord tell me or ask me or direct me to do, because he's the ultimate leader of my life, right? So then I got into the position, and then maybe a year and a half later, still sitting in church, Damali praising and running with kids, and they praise dancing all over the stage, done flipped all in the back. Okay. So then I asked for volunteers to come to Edgereg. I got up on stages. It's about 500 people in the church. Hey, y'all, we got Edgereg Youth and Family Fun Center. Did all that. We're going to volunteer. A key word, volunteer.
Yeah.
We're going to volunteer on Saturday for a couple hours. Come out. We're going to clean. We're going to do some fiber bed. It's going to be exciting and all of that. So we got out there, and the day came, and I was excited. And this other organization, I don't put no names.
Right.
Once upon a time, they pulled up with 2 bus loads, right? And then I seen a car fly in there. They drifted. It's Damali. She can't dust everywhere. I'm like, girl, you're going to kill us out here. Because I don't know Damali yet. Dust. But she come in and say, hey, I'm here to help. What can I do? Where your people at? I said, see that you always don't try to address. Now, you seen me get up on stage at church and ask the people to come. But Damali was the only one that came. And I was like, you know what? But here's the thing. It was no judgment. I'm just telling the fact of it is what it is. You know, like I know whether you in your church or
leading
your school
where you
or
are.
Coach. Remember, when you start leading, it's not going to be a lot of people helping. And people know what I'm talking about. If you in church, it's only 2, 3, 4 people. And watch yourself doing all the work. If you're part of organizations, sometimes even fraternities and sororities and stuff, it's really only 2 or 3 people doing all the work. And we got to stop burning out our leaders. Can I say that?
Yes.
But Damali came in, she big time attorney person and all that. And so I was like, man, Damali, it's just me and you. Man, Damali organized that whole thing in about 5 minutes. The people came in, I worked inside stuff. She did the outside stuff in the flower beds, and it was a good time. But here's the thing. We had never really talked or did anything ever.
Other than high five your neighbor.
Tell your neighbor, give your neighbor a high five and say, God is good. That's all we had ever did. But my thing is this. You just ended up with 2 leaders together that was not on the same path at all. And now, man, 12 years later, EduRec, fitting back in, radio, 36th Street North Event Center, local stuff. We've been to Africa. We've been to the UK. We've been on LeBron James stuff, Ruffles Westbrook stuff, Oprah Winfrey stuff, Morris Chestnut and his stuff. All kind of stuff just by taking a leadership role. And here's the thing. It's not for the faint at heart. It's not easy. We impact thousands of people every day. So I'm just saying, as you think about leading from where you are, I'm not saying you're going to have to end up doing this. Like Uncle Bobby came to us one day, y'all will be great on the radio. We're like, no, we won't. He said, yes, you will. And 7 years later, we on the community wake up morning show with y'all. And all I'm saying is sometimes you may just have to trust God, have faith, have a vision, because taking that one thing of leading from where you are, you never know where God may take you.
That's exactly right. Laura Roberts says, yes, working on the mindset. That's good. She said, I have a question. When you left the law firm, did you give notice or did you just leave? I actually gave notice, and actually.
No, she didn't. They called me and said, Damali didn't give a notice. She told me just notice that I left. I said, what? Yeah. She said, notice that I'm gone. I said, Damali, now you supposed to give these people 2 weeks. Because I asked her the same thing, Glory. See, that's a good question. You're going to make her repent. Damali, did you give the people a 2-week notice? And they called me. No, they said she wrote a letter and said, notice that I'm gone. I said, you know what? We ain't going to start out like this because we don't want to start out with enemies. We need friends. So go ahead and tell your side.
Listen. I gave a 2-week notice. Don't listen to Charles and his theatrics over here.
Hey.
I gave a 2-week notice. And let me tell you this. Because I did do it the right way, then since I have been over here, my old bosses, they've donated copiers, they've donated backpacks and school supplies. And I mean, like anything I do, I can just call them and say, hey, can y'all make a donation? They're like, what you need? And they'll just write me a check or I can go pick up money. So that's the other thing is you got to do things decent and in order. And I did. I went to them and I said, y'all, I'm sorry. I love y'all, but I'm out of here. And I even keep up with them. Like I call and talk to them and when, check on everybody and see how everybody doing. Occasionally we might do lunch, but, I mean, it was good, and at first it wasn't. They were not happy because, they had to find somebody else to fill my spot. But hey, it is what it is. I got to go with the call. And so I'm still here doing what I do and they respect that. So yes, I did do the right thing.
Yep.
So don't listen to Charles. Laura said, yes, I was terrible at basketball, but I enjoyed every minute. In the end, swimming was my best fit. Okay. That's still a team sport.
That. It is.
And then Laura says, someone else chat because ain't nobody else saying nothing. She just got comment after comment.
You know what? The thing about it, man, when you start talking about leading from where you are, it's tough. I remember my son, when he was playing football for Union, and they was out there going, and somehow the coach fell ill and he couldn't get there that day. And we were sitting there waiting like, oh, man. All of a sudden said, we need a coach. Guess who everybody looked at?
You.
I don't know these folk. Not folks.
Folk.
I don't know these folk. I ain't met these folk or nothing. And all these parents and all these people just said, man, you look like you can lead the team to a victory. I don't know him, Damali.
Yeah.
I don't know him at all.
Yeah.
I got out there. I said, y'all done messed up now. Now I won't stop blowing the whistle. I'm coaching.
They like, get that whistle. Get him out of here.
Sit him down.
Yeah.
I done ran down there with the kids on the field. I'm all in the end zone. They said, you can't coach no more.
Right.
Because you think you're a player
fired.
and a coach.
Yeah.
So sometimes in certain areas, you can do too much.
You're too passionate.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's the thing too, Damali. When you're a leader, because here's the thing. Anytime people ask you to be on the advisory board, if they ask you just to come to a meeting, hey, just come to the meeting, just come to the meeting. But if you notice, every time you go somewhere, you end up the organizer, you end up the leader, you end up, that's a lot of times why I don't go to certain meetings. So I apologize for you that asked me to come and I didn't come, because you can tell if you have leadership qualities, because anything you're a part of, it don't take no time that you know you're going to end up leading it.
Right.
You know it when you get there. Now you're going to try to be quiet, but what people going to keep doing? What you think? What you see the whole time, you know what they should do, but you be like, I ain't gonna say nothing because I'm already leading 5 things.
Exactly.
But as soon as you say something, okay, guys, forget. Okay, this is what we need to do here. And at that point, you the boss, you the CEO, and you the president.
Right.
So a lot of times, people don't go to meetings or they don't raise their hand because they know the leadership call is there, and they just don't want to deal with the anxiety and the fear of what comes with leading.
And I'll even say, even for me, so I'm a naturally quiet person.
Yeah.
Just naturally, that I am a quiet person, even though I'm on TV and radio and doing all this stuff, but really I just value my quiet time. I value being with myself, with my family, in my thoughts, one-on-one. But when I'm in meetings, and I'm on the commission and different things like that, I may sit there and be quiet and people think, oh man, she ain't paying attention. She don't know. No, I'm paying attention to everything.
Right.
I can tell you who walked in, who said what, who did what, and I can tell you all of that. But like you say, I don't have the capacity, and you've got to understand your capacity.
Right.
I don't have the capacity to do everything that I do here and then turn around and be the leader over there, and over here and over there and back there. I can't do it all. And I know that. And I know that I'm the kind of person that will attempt to try to do it because, and so I have to just tamper myself. I'm in the sorority. I'll do whatever I need to do for y'all. But I can't be the leader. I can't be at everything.
Right.
I can't, because I just can't. I can't neglect. And the other thing is this. People sometimes act like Charles and I don't have a family. We got kids. We got grandkids. We got aunties and uncles and nieces and nephews that we want to go to their graduations and first football game and basketball game and cheerleading. We want to do that for our family as well.
Let me tell you the thing about it, which is a good characteristic to have.
Yeah.
Anybody that meets me, I call everybody cousin. If I see you, if you're seasoned a little bit, you my auntie. If you got a little seed, that's why Uncle Bobby. Not everybody call Uncle Bobby Uncle Bobby.
I know, right?
And that's really just an honor and respect thing.
Right.
But I'm cool with the kids. Black, white, green, yellow, fat, skinny, slim. It don't matter because it's just how you treat people.
It's how you
treat people. My buddy Willie Slaughter, he passed away at 103. He said, Charles, just always remember, people will never forget how you treated them.
That's right.
And if you just sow those kind of good seeds, it won't just be a blessing for you. It'll be a blessing for your kids, your family, your siblings, and everybody. If you just can treat people right. So that's why I try to treat people right versus cussing. But some of y'all be like, I'm going to treat you right after I cuss you out. But I'm the type of person, I'm going to skip over the cussing you out.
Right.
And just find a way to make it happen. But I think, Damali, the reason why our schools and our streets and our roads and our kids and our education and all of that stuff may look the way that they are because we waiting on you to lead from where you are.
Why you
got
sitting
all
on
the
your
answers,
pockets.
but you don't want to do it. You know why you don't want to do it? I would do it, but I don't like Sandy K with the hat on. See, that's just an excuse. Yeah, I was going to do it, but I don't like Big Joe. See, I would lead, but Big Joe. So it's always because of somebody else that you don't want to lead. And I'm just trying to encourage everybody to say, we need you to come in, and lead because your gift, your talent is probably going to be what could turn the whole community to. It could end up a world impact because most people in leadership positions didn't know they was going to end up there. When you get their backstory, you're like, I would never think you would be Kamala Harris running for president.
Right.
I never thought you would be Barack Obama doing this. I never thought so. There's so many people that end up doing things, not because that was their plan. They just end up taking a chance and leading from where they were.
And let me say this, which that reminded me, when I started doing World One Development, I didn't see none of this. I thought I was just helping at EduRec. That was the only organization that we had at the time was EduRec. And that's what I thought I was doing, and since then, now it's blossomed into all of this stuff that you see, the 36th Street North Event Center, doing radio stuff, advertising stuff, going to, Uganda, just all of this stuff that has blossomed out of, I was just going to volunteer at EduRec.
Yeah.
That's where it started. So, all of that. And Charles had many people that came before me that, tried to help him get things going. And they did great things along the way. But sometimes it just takes that one special person, not that I'm all that special, but a special gift or a special talent that's inside of you that sometimes you don't even know you have.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened, with World One Development is the gift and talent alignment made it where now we're just doing all of this stuff in community that we never even thought we were going to be doing.
Let's do this because that give y'all time to think about it on the live for a little bit. Okay, Damali. So one, I want to tell the story about in leadership, you always do have to think about preparation. And the one thing about our space is we had to be ready for the camera. And when Damali started working for me, I don't know if she been ready for the camera yet. I don't know. She looked like she might be ready, but maybe not. So I said, Damali, I need you to do a commercial. And she was like, no big deal. And we were at EduRec. So I tried to get her to come out. And I got a phone by the sign. And I even told her what to say because I thought it was just real simple because you don't know how nervous you are to somebody give you a mic, put you in front of the microphone, or put you on stage, because people think it's easy. You get out there and see all them people looking crazy. Then you go, I don't want to start. All your words go away. Your thinking turn off. Knees start shaking. I done been there, done that. Let me go ahead and say that. So I told Damali, and it ain't nobody but me and her. I said, Damali, I just need you to stand in front of the sign and say, because we have a youth and family fun center, 53,000 square feet, 15 acres of land, after school, spring break camp, summer camp, STEM, sports, movie cinema, computer lab, commercial kitchen, all that stuff. So that's what this spot is. So I like, before these cameras come, I got to make sure you're ready. I got in front of that, so I said, Damali, all you got to say is, my name is Damali Wilson. Welcome to EduRec, 5424 North Madison Avenue. Come out and see us. That's it. The end. But about yourself. I got that camera and I seen her eyes get big. I said, uh-oh, we in trouble already. Mama, my bad. She went, uh-oh. I said, go ahead, Damali. And this is like at probably, I don't know, this is the time when it get dark late, like 8:30. We start at 6, and now it's 7. Damali, all you got to say is, my name's Damali Wilson. Welcome to EduRec, 5424 North Madison Avenue. Man, Damali did about 50 takes. Yeah. And she could not, for the love of God, do just that.
Nope.
And then she got mad at me and just left, got a speeding ticket going home.
I did not.
You didn't get a speeding ticket. But anyway, I'm just saying that because as you get in these positions, it will come with you being uncomfortable, because now we got the largest Juneteenth in the country. So when you sitting behind stage now, we sitting just like we sitting here on the Community Wake Up Morning Show, and you hearing people scream and holler and everybody out there, and you got vendors and media, and you sitting there like, you be like,
yeah.
But when they say Charles and Damali, you just got to go, and you just have to almost have a out of body experience and do what you got to do. But here's the thing. We are always just doing it for the people.
Yeah.
Because before I go up on stage, I always be like, God, I ain't got nothing to tell these people. Tell these folks something, because I ain't got nothing to say.
Tell them.
But anyway, we just kind of sharing it till y'all jump on here when it comes down to leadership. Let's take it back to the live.
Okay, back to the live. So Ron says, preach, Charles. And Katrina says, amen. Cousin Pearlie says, leaders must have faith in God, a desire to help make things better, and most of all, a no-quit attitude. And Katrina said, yes, indeed, say it.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Cousin Dr. Tamika. Here you go.
I was waiting.
She said, you right about it. Only two are people doing the work. The rest are showing up for pictures to post on on socials.
See, I knew it was coming on.
Cousin Pearlie said, preach, cuz. Mama said y'all went to the Holy Land too. Yeah, we did go to Israel.
Went all the way to Israel for 13 days. Leadership.
Yeah.
Leadership. In your position.
Katrina says, facts. I've seen it all too often. Okay, that's why I don't mind the pivot. See, the pivot is real.
Or the pivot.
If y'all don't know about the pivot, you ain't doing nothing.
And let me say this too, Damali, which this is why I'm saying it's good to lead from where you are. Want me to tell you who typically end up leading and maybe shouldn't be leading?
Who's that?
It's the meanest person in the room.
I know, right?
Whoever is mean. I got it. And as soon as they say I got it, everybody's doing this. Oh God, here we go again. You know,
sister so and so.
But since the real leader,
Deacon such and such.
Yeah, sister real leader don't want to step out. Like, I don't want no problems.
Right.
But you don't want the blind leading the blind because you don't want no problems.
Yeah.
You just got to find a way. To me, that's where voting came in.
Yeah.
Let the people vote.
Yeah.
So say if you're in a room and the meanest person in the room is leading. The person that want to talk all the time is leading. I think at that point, anybody can say, "Hey, let's vote for who should lead."
Right.
See, isn't that good?
Right.
Now you make the person that should be leading get up
Yeah.
there, and then when the people vote, then you can have an understanding of how you need to go. So you got to stop letting just the person that want to talk all the time, or the person that's mean that just want to be controlling.
The bossy person.
Identify who, because everybody in the room already know who the best leader will be. People like, man, she'll do good or he'll do good, but they shy. They don't want to do it. But they got the best skill set. But
and temperament. Sometimes it's temperament.
That's why we call Community Wake Up Morning Show. Let's go ahead and talk to that real leader. You know why? Because we want to have a better community.
Right.
We want to have better families. We want to address the things that are going on. So that's why we all have a responsibility to just lead from where we are.
Exactly. So Cousin Pearlie said, help us, Damali, understand that leaders have a personal life. Absolutely.
Man.
And I will say this, stop beating down leaders.
Oh, man.
We trying to help. we giving up our time. We spending our money. We burning our gas. We showing up, for all of these different things. And he's like, oh, look at her. I don't know why she would choose to wear them shoes. Why is her makeup like that?
Matching.
She ain't matching. Why she got her hair like that? Mind your business. How about that?
Don't get mad.
Just be happy that we are here doing the work that needs to be done. That's where your focus should be. Because they're in a position, and what it boils down to is this, because a lot of times people get jealous and envious of the fact that either you are getting things done that they wish they could get done, but you could do it if you stop judging people and just do the work. Right. Let your work speak for itself. I never get out here and toot my horn about anything. I'm like, hey, I'm going to do it or I'm not going to do it. And if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. So it's always going to be of excellence. So if we all work on just being of excellence, you ain't got no problem.
And I can say one of my greatest challenges, but it's still perception and how you look at it. One of my greatest challenges a lot of times is you're in a leadership role and you're trying to do the best that you can. Because a lot of times here at the end of the day, you learning on the job. How many of us end up in a leadership position that you didn't sign up for, you didn't ask for, you just end up there. Then once you get there, everybody questioning everything that you do, but you're like, y'all asked me to be up here. Yeah. Y'all got to give me a minute to figure it out. So what I try to do is tell people, if you're in a new situation, let's love each other through the first 6 months. Meaning now you already giving grace to the person that's not making all the right decisions all the time, because it just don't work out like that. You got to take time to learn and get your footing and do all those kind of things. So I'm just going to say, even when leadership start, try to find a way to give grace. And this is why I say that. And then you have to balance out your mind. A lot of times in leadership, Dr. Tamika, Gina, my cousin, Pearlie, all of y'all, people don't want to do what you're doing, but then they want to question everything that you're doing. So here's an example. You put on an event and it was nice. But as soon as you get home, you got the person that's going to call you. Now, you did pretty good tonight, but this is what I would have did. I don't like the color of the curtains. The food was a little cold. And I think that you should have started. Y'all should start on time. Why y'all always start?
And you like.
But you know what, Damali? I think that when you know you've done the best that you can, sometimes you can get into the feelings and you go cussing. You get into your feelings, don't do that. What I do now is when I get them calls, and I get them, and it's okay because I understand I'm not perfect. I just be like, okay, Lord, I'm just going to listen, take some mental notes, and then not be offended. And I can say this too. Sometimes when people are more seasoned than you are, just they done live longer.
Right.
Then sometimes you do some. Also be willing to accept that, because sometimes the stuff is coming from a good place. They just want to say, hey, young man, hey, young lady, you could do even better if you do this. And I'm just saying, even when you're leading, be receptive to that, because you do have people that's pulling for you, that's cheering for you, that want you to do good and all those kind of things. So I'm just saying, it's just none of us know everything.
So I will add to that. Constructive criticism is always great. Sometimes the delivery might not be as good and it may not feel good, but constructive criticism, because we can always do better. Right. So, it's never a judgment there. But I will say this. One of the things that I learned from Bishop T.D. Jakes, and, you guys know I talk about this series all the time, Instinct, right? What Bishop Jakes said is what you learn or what your floor is in one area becomes your ceiling in another, right? or maybe it's vice versa.
It is
What your
vice
ceiling
versa.
is. What your ceiling
We know what
is
you're
in
saying.
one area becomes your floor in another area. So basically, when you go from one level to the next,
Right.
okay. So here I'm an expert. I know all about this, and this. But when you move to the next level, now that ceiling, because you were the cream of the crop, right?
Right.
Now that's your floor. So what Bishop Jake says, when you get to the next level, shut your mouth. He said it just like that. Shut your mouth.
No, it sounds like you telling somebody on the live to shut their mouth. That's
Oh,
how
no.
I feel.
No. That's what Bishop
At
Jake
this point, I
said.
feel like you told me to shut up. But if you say you didn't say it, then do y'all not feel like that? I feel like you just told me, Charlie, shush. No, go ahead.
But
I'm
no,
just
he
playing.
says it just like that. He says that, you need to get into the environment and you need to learn. You need to see what's happening and what's going on before you go in there and start running your mouth trying to tell people what to do. And they all looking at you crazy, So when you first get into a new environment, be quiet. Now, for those of you who are observing, that doesn't mean that the person is weak. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't have no idea, no clue. No, they're trying to figure out their environment.
Right.
So when I'm figuring out my environment, I don't need to be talking. I need to be taking notes. I need to be seeing who's where, what's happening, who's doing what, where this is, where that is. I need to be aware of what's going on. Now, when I come out the gate with the knowledge and information that I have, I should be adding to the space, not tearing it down. So
Right.
we'll say that. So Ron Williams says, we'll go back to the live. Ron Williams says, thanks family for this subject this morning. I needed to hear this. He said, because the position I'm in now as a new pastor was not in my plans, but God is good.
Amen.
And Uncle Brian says, better to be a worker bee around honey than to be a horsefly around manure.
Ooh, Uncle Brian always got.
Ain't that it?
Yeah.
Ain't that it? Okay, so we're gonna give a little bit of information. Do we want to take a quick break? It's 3 minutes after the top of the hour.
Lay a little what you was gonna say. Give a couple tips, and then we'll take a break and come.
Okay, so what we were gonna go to is we were gonna talk about so we're going to talk about leading the way where you are, because leadership isn't about position. It's about action right where you stand.
I like that.
So right here in Tulsa, leadership is showing up through everyday people and local organizations who are stepping up to serve. And I will say this, there are so many organizations, grassroots, that are out here doing the work every single day. Thank you all for all of the work that you do, because, without you making noise and kicking up dust, then some of the things that the community has, we would not have.
Right. And a lot of things too. This is how Damali and I want to see everybody succeed. Sometimes you see us with a Black History Saturday shirt on. You see today I got on Black Tech Street. Tomorrow I might have on the Terrence Crutcher Foundation. Then she might, Oasis Fresh Market, some with Vernon A&B Church. So that shows that, hey, we all need to support each other. You don't want to just be, it's about me and mine and what I want to do, because there's so many people that are doing great work. But as you do great work, still be friendly with other people. Because here's the ticket, Damali. That was the blueprint.
Right.
Of Black Wall Street.
Right.
They started leading from where they were.
Right.
And in leading, they started working together. And next thing you know, they had what you call Black Wall Street, the blueprint. Now, everybody's millionaires. I won't say everybody a little short of that. But anyway, had the most millionaires to anybody per capita in the country. But that started out from them leading where they are. Well, I got a shoe. I work on shoes. So they got a shoe stop. I'm gonna support that. Well, I like groceries. Well, we're gonna support you. I want to be a pilot. Well, we're gonna support you. So whatever area they was in, they supported each other and they led from where they were. Then you end up with everybody looking at them as the lead. Now, Damali said it best. Now, jealousy and envy came into that picture, of course. But at the end of the day, that's the blueprint to lead them from where you are, because what they did is they looked at their community and looked and identified what was wrong. You know what? We can open our own school to teach the way we need to do. We can have our own doctor. Now you end up with the lead surgeon in the country, the best dentist in the country, the best theater in the country. You end up with that because they start leading from where they were. So we got to find a way to come out the house with what your gift and talent is. And then when you come out the house, instead of talking about each other, support each other, and we can get back to what that blueprint looked like.
So Dr. Tamika says, I listened to the constructive feedback and then asked them to join the committee to improve the issue. Then crickets.
They get quiet on the set, baby.
Get quiet real fast. Laura Roberts said, I can show up, I can do the work, but my appearance and speaking skills need work.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to make the gym my new habit. But you know what? Still, there still are gifts and talents that every person possesses. So maybe
Right.
speaking is not your thing, or maybe it is. Like for me, I never envisioned that I would be on nobody's radio, cracking nobody's mic, talking about nothing. I always considered myself a behind the scenes person,
Right.
and I would say that all the time. When I was working with the praise dance kids, it's like I'm behind the scenes. I'm ordering costumes and props and making sure that everything that we needed in order to put it, I'm putting everything together. Y'all get out there and do the stuff.
Right,
I'm just
behind
putting
the
it
scenes.
together. I'm behind the scenes, and it was, Charles is right. That video pushed me out. He was like, hey, you need to get out. I'm like, no, for what I need to do that for? I'm over here working at EdgeRec. I don't need to do all that. And then the next thing I know, here's, news reporters coming over. Hey, what is EdgeRec? And their cameras in my face, microphones in my face. But had he not prepared me, right, and we did that little incident that we did, if he had not done that, then I would have bombed, and wouldn't have been ready. But see, sometimes God shows others and prepares you through others. So God prepared me through Charles coming and saying, hey, we need to do this. And I'm sitting up here fighting him like, why? What are we doing this for? I'm working, I don't, but then like a week or two later, then the next thing you know, somebody came and they wanted me to interview on stewardship. If you go and Google my name, there's a whole video
and it's so professional
about
and all of that.
stewardship.
Yeah.
They brought out a professional camera crew and, doing my hair and makeup and all this stuff for me to talk about stewardship. And it was not very long after Charles and, we had that little...
Probably 2 or 3 weeks. And here's the thing, too.
Yeah.
You never know what God is doing, right?
You never know.
So he going to send somebody... I call him, let me blow my horn at you. But anyway... We thought somebody was just coming on with a couple cameras because we were used to people coming, news come in, they got one cameraman. No, a truck pulled up, a makeup
with
team
lights
pulled up,
and
a set of lights. It was like, are we in a movie set? I mean, what is this? But here's the thing, you still had to prepare for that. So you needed to miss it 50 times to go home and think about it so that when these bright lights showed up, that was it. And here's the thing about partnership and working together and leading from where you are. Uncle Bobby came back home. Uncle Bobby like, man, what can I do for my community? Thus, he kicked this thing off really with the Juice radio station. He started out with the kids. He saw me and Damali, hey, I like what y'all are doing because y'all always somewhat doing something positive, always been live and doing this. I think y'all will be doing great on the radio. Now, we NYCU.FM radio. He's KBOB 89.9 FM. We've been working together for 7 years, and we impact thousands of people every single day, but it's because we work together. So we pick collaboration over competition. But here's the thing. We be somewhere riding, Uncle Bobby a call and say, hey, Jesse Jackson is over here, rest in peace. Hey, Danny Glover is over here. You want to come by? Hey, Charles and Damali, Russell Westbrook team is over here. Y'all want to come by and join me? Hey, LeBron James and they people over here. Hey, Oprah folks is here. Do you want you? So that's what, when you work together, and we do the same thing with Uncle Bobby. Uncle Bobby, we got DC Youngfly over here tonight. You want to swing through? Uncle Bobby, Bill Bellamy and them boys gonna be here. Hey, Maxine Watt and them. Oh, hey, the White House is coming, Uncle Bobby. But see, when you do it together, you can grow together.
Yep.
And I would say that KBOB and World One Development, and there's others that do great work. Let me say that because it's a lot of great work happening here. But I can say we do definitely, when it comes to media, lead and making sure people's voices are heard. And that's called leading from where you are. Laura, just come hang out with us. You can come get on the radio right now tomorrow. Just come on, and we'll just work through it because this is what people don't know about Damali and I probably. We've had to do presentations at the city. We've had to do presentations at the White House. And y'all just don't know. When we get there, don't look at our fingernails because they don't exist. Ain't nothing there but finger meat. Because we are literally up to 2 and 3 and 4 in the morning going over what we going to say and how we, I'm talking about this over and over, maybe hundreds of times. So the thing about it, the results that people see when we host Juneteenth and Legacy Fest and Mayfest and all this stuff, it's been a lot of repetition. You don't just show up any kind of way, because here's what we understand. We're representation, not just of us, but of World One as a whole, World One for Christ. We're a representative of Tulsa. I'm a representative of the Beard, Arkansas, the B-Town, and our frats and our sororities and our moms and dads and kids and grand. We understand that what we have to do is more than just a representation of just us. And I think that's why we put in so much work. So all of you get a chance to see is the 10,000 hours we put in for you to maybe get only 30 seconds that you may see us on a documentary or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So right here, groups like Impact Tulsa, My Brother's Keeper, and like I said, so many others, World One Development, Terrence Crutcher Foundation. I mean, just so many others that we could name are mentoring youth, improving education outcomes, connecting families to resources, building future leaders, and local volunteers, small business owners, and community leaders are also driving impact by organizing events and supporting families and investing in neighborhoods. So leadership is happening right here, not just from the top, but from everyday people. It's just regular folk. You know, you don't have to have a degree. You don't have to be, a PhD. You don't have to have all of that. Just be a regular person doing great things, and it can happen. Across the country, there's a growing movement of grassroots leadership, people stepping up in their communities without waiting for titles. Shamir Grant is a prime example.
There you stepping
in
up.
Oklahoma City. She saw things in her community and she's like, man, I need to get on the school board because these kids, what's going on with the school is this, so she started there and then now it's branched out into other things. So, that's why we need to be supporting when you see an area where you feel like your gifts and talents are going to benefit the entire community. You got to step up. Let's see. Organizations like Points of Light and the Empowerment Network highlight how millions of Americans are volunteering, are leading community initiatives, are addressing local challenges and creating solutions at the ground level. From neighborhood cleanups to mentorship programs, people are providing the leadership that starts with action. You don't need a title to make an impact. Just go for it. Around the world, leadership is being demonstrated in communities facing challenges and creating solutions locally. Organizations like the United Nations Development Program support community-led efforts like local problem solving, youth leadership, community resilience, and sustainable development. These efforts show that real change often starts with individuals and small groups taking initiative in their own environments. Global change starts with local action. So the bigger message is
Wait
this.
a minute, say that again.
Global change starts with local action.
Can I add one thing? Because I know we got to take a break. It's almost 15 after the hour. Look, when we go back a couple of years, we had two what I consider friends. Be on the radio with them, we laugh and talk with them, eat with them. One of them is John Ewing at the time. From Omaha, Nebraska. We laugh with John. He one of our favorite people. We eat at Fixins. We hoorah. We talk about change and life and the things we need to do and all that kind of stuff. And another person at the time was just Monroe Nichols. We out in the community. We laugh and talking what you up to. Come on the radio. At one point, he was going to be part of the News You Can Use team. He's like, man, I like this. Y'all pretty good. But then now in 2026, we'll go into 2025, is now Mayor John Ewing of Omaha. And it's so crazy when we see him, we forget to say Mayor sometimes. John, Charles, Damali, we hug or we laugh. I'm like, we forget the cameras are around because we friends. And we like, John, what is going on? He said, I don't know. Look, I'm the first Black mayor. I'm the first African-American mayor of Omaha, Nebraska. But what you gonna do with that? I'm figuring it out. But because we laughed and talked so much, and then with Mayor Nichols, when we see him, we both be like, woo, you did that. So the thing about it is one thing to just lead at your house, lead at a school or something, but we know two people that we considered friends a couple of years ago that now is the first Black mayor in Tulsa, Oklahoma ever, and doing a great job, and the first Black mayor of Omaha, Nebraska. So we have to look at them as friends and the mayor. Like, who are you? Like, who are you? But we still laugh and talk and text and hang out and have real conversations about leading. So if they can lead in that kind of capacity, all I'm saying that we can do what we need to do to lead in our capacity. And
whether it's at church, at home, in the community, just do.
And if you want to look them up, just look them up. If you're tuning in from some other spot, just look up Mayor Monroe Nichols and look at the impact he's making just in 1 year. Look up Mayor John Ewing to see what he's doing in Omaha, and just look at
Omaha, Nebraska.
In Omaha, Nebraska, to see what these young men are doing. And with that being said, we'll be coming back right here on the Community Wake Up Morning Show. Y'all stay locked in. Dr. Mika Gina, cousin, don't none of y'all go nowhere because we got something else to tell you coming up after this break. Stay locked in.
TEDC Tulsa Economic Development Corporation is proud to announce the grand opening of GYM, Greenwood Entrepreneurship in Molden. That's GYM, a multi-level facility located at 609 East Pine Street in the heart of North Tulsa. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 30th at 10 a.m. You don't want to miss this grand opening event. Come witness all the great things that are happening. Come see the magnificent restoration and feel the history of GYM, Greenwood Entrepreneurship at Molden. The GYM will share as a base of operations for inspiring programming, emerging tech initiatives, including ongoing partnerships with Microsoft to advance AI innovation and community impact. Again, that's Saturday, April 30th at 10 a.m. Join World One Development and NYCU.FM's very own Charles and Damali from the Community Wakeup Morning Show and be a part of this great event. Looking for space for your business or planning a special event? Gibbs Shopping Center in North Tulsa has commercial spaces available now, ready for you to move in. Call Tracy today at 918-780-7335 to schedule your tour. And don't forget, Reflections Event Center, located in the Gibbs Shopping Center. Perfect for weddings, birthday parties, community events, and more. This is what mornings are supposed to sound like.
Good morning, Charles.
What's up, Damali?
It's the Community Wake Up.
And keeping you connected.
Hey, we on.
Real talk.
Everybody's up and at it.
More action. All the time.
From 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
It's the Community Wake Up.
Weekdays.
With Charles and Damali.
Make sure you tune in.
Welcome back to the Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, home of Black Wall Street on Greenwood. You're locked in on NYCU.FM radio station. We also syndicated right here locally on KBOB 89.9 FM, where we get to tell our story our way. We're also live on YouTube, the official World One Development News you can use. But the seats are hot today, y'all, because we're talking about the thing that we all need to talk about. Leading from right where you are, because we're trying to help people to get over the hump. It's almost 60 degrees in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's 18 minutes after the hour. It's supposed to be a pretty good day, around 70. Yeah. Hopefully it don't rain. Hold off the rain, Lord.
Because yesterday was rough for us.
Man, that wind was blowing. Yeah, it blew my.
And it was cold.
Yeah, it blew everything. I was thinking I had eyelashes like y'all. My eyelashes. Man, that make you feel like I got some eyelashes. Boy, that wind was brutal yesterday, but yes. I don't think it's supposed to be as bad today. But Damali, we're having a real conversation about leading from where you are.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it?
You know what? I'm feeling pretty good about it. And that's why I think it's time for the Black Wall Street Family Feud Leading Where You Are edition.
Everybody got to come to the table now?
Yeah, come on.
All right, come on, producer. Because Steven pushed me in the parking lot. I was trying to get in the door. He said, "You are not the champ." Bro, don't be pushing me like that. He said, watch out. Now, I'm going to lead by example. Watch yourself. So, okay, right. I'm humble, but I'm going to win this game today.
All right, so here we go. So today's theme is leading where you are, because leadership isn't about position. It's about action right where you stand.
It's not about what?
It's about action right where you stand.
Come on, Dr. Tamika, that's what you said. Right after people give you advice, you say, okay, now go ahead and volunteer for this advice.
Exactly.
And get real quiet. Mute.
Yes.
Mute is implemented. But anyway, that's what you said, Damali.
Yes.
That's huge.
So we asked 100 people in the community these 3 questions and a bonus question. So your job is, I'm going to give you 4 potential answers. There is no E.
Right.
All of the above. That does not exist in this game. All right. So we're going to give you the 4 top answers that they gave, but your job is to figure out which one is the number 1 answer.
Damali stayed local. She didn't travel to none of y'all states yesterday. She stayed local. So I caught her yesterday hanging out with them Zetas. They was over there at Nola's eating on fish and chicken. So it's whatever the blue and white is thinking. I seen her do that first. Then I seen her hanging out with Crash. Crash was off yesterday. The wind was blowing high. She sat in there and talked to Crash for a little bit. And after that, I caught her at Wonder J's, the next generation down there eating more chicken and yams and cabbage. And then she came back to Black Wall Street again under the bridge. If you ever come to Tulsa, catch that bridge, you got the Greenwood sign, it got the Black Wall Street, take that picture and post it, and your life will never be the same. But that's all you got, y'all. She stayed local this time. So,
all right, so here we go.
Let's
so
go.
Question number 1, remember, this is the Leading Where You Are edition, right? Question number 1, name something a person can do to lead in their community without having a title. Is it A, volunteer, B, help others, C, be a positive example, or D, speak up?
Damali, go ahead and read that one more time.
The question is, name something a person can do to lead in their community without having a title. Is it A, volunteer, B, help others, C, be a positive example, or D, speak up?
Ah, that is a tricky thing. Damaria, welcome to the show. Help me out. This your commissioner, sister over your commissioner. Damaria is trying to confuse us. Now, we just trying to be positive, have good self-esteem. We talking about leading where you are, and she's going to try to trip us up right out the gate.
It's the 100 people.
Oh, the 100 people. Locally
Mama
too.
said A.
Mama
said A.
I was thinking A, but it's a suspicious answer. It's just suspect, man. I'm going with A, Mama. I thought A, so I'm going with A.
So Mom says A. Laura says A. Pearlie says A. John says A. AJ says C.
Now, Arkansas say C. What is C?
C is be a positive example.
Ooh.
Teresa says B.
Oh, I'm really all confused now.
Dave and Donna says A. Ron says A. Who else we got? Come on. Uncle Brian says A.
Ooh.
Prentice says B.
What is B?
Help others.
Help others.
Who else am I missing? D is speak up. All right, come on, Charles.
Go and read it one more time.
Name something a person can do to lead in their community without having a title. Is it A, volunteer, B, help others, C, be a positive example, or D, speak up?
Without having a title, you can just help others, right?
Don't ask me.
I asked the question. You got to go and say answer. No, I'm just playing. Where Richie at? Richie, you better come on for we finna, this plane is taking off.
Ron gonna say, what do I win? You ain't won nothing yet.
You got to win
You ain't
first.
the winner. Yeah, you got to win.
Yeah, he done already cashed his check. He ain't got anybody vote nothing on the check yet. Check
They ain't even signed the check. Yeah.
You gonna get to the bank? They gonna say that no, nobody has authorized this check. You got to win first, Ron. After you win, then
We'll
we
see
got
what
you.
we got for you. That's
Okay.
funny. All right. Anybody else on
What I
YouTube?
say, my
You
answer
ain't said no answer.
Well, read it one more time, and I'll say my answer.
All right. The question is, name something a person can do to lead in their community without having a title. Is it A, volunteer, B, help others, C, be a positive example, or D, speak up?
Yeah, I'm going to help others.
You're going to say help others. That would be B. Brenda Harbin said B. Brenda and
Is it volunteer?
Charles.
Is that a title?
Ooh.
It's being a volunteer title. Oh, I'm thinking out loud. My bad.
Yeah.
What's the answer?
Prentice said change to D. Prentice, y'all don't start this mess today. Do not start this mess
Every time
today.
you read it, you're gonna make you want to change the answer.
Okay, what you saying, Stephen? Okay, last time to read it. Name something a person can do to lead in their community without having a title. Is it A, volunteer, B, help others, C, be a positive example, or D, speak up? You're going to go with B. All right. Stephen.
Oh, this is so depressing. Come on.
Okay, here
Let's
we
get
go.
it over with.
Question with Ambrose said B.
Okay, I'm feeling better.
Ambrose. Okay, here we go. Question with answer. Name something a person can do to lead in their community without having a title. Is it A, volunteer, B, help others, C, be a positive example, or D, speak up? AJ is the only person who got it correct. The answer is C, be a positive example. People follow what they see more than what they hear. How you live is leadership.
See, y'all missed the satellite dish. You always got to check the satellite dish. And AJ probably the most seasoned person on the live.
Right.
AJ, good job. Now, you could have texted me because we both Sigmas. We both aces. We both part of NYC.FM. You did not have to go alone.
Right.
It could have been two winners. But I see that you're selfish, AJ. Now, I see that sitting there laughing at J-Bone Lounge. But that's all right because the game is not over.
Dr. Tamika said, Katrina Walker, that part, I am the queen of the pivot.
That's what I'm talking about.
She sure is.
Marquise, you missed with me, man. You showed up late and slid in, and we both slipped and fell.
Okay, so here we go.
Good job,
Question
AJ.
number 2.
Let's go.
Question number 2.
Problem is I didn't have no music.
Uh-oh.
See, that's what happened.
Uh-oh. Gotta find the song. Okay, here we go.
No, hold on.
Oh God.
Now you can go. My
Okay,
feet moving.
yeah.
No,
You ready?
Let's go.
Okay. Name something you can use right now to lead where you are. Is it A, your voice, B, your skills, C, your time, or D, your relationships?
Brutal. AJ, what's the answer? Read it again.
Name something you can use right now to lead where you are. Is it A, your voice, B, your skills, C, your time, or D, your relationships?
That got to be all of the above.
And no, that's not what the 100 people said.
What? Ain't nobody
Come on.
said nothing yet. He said, go with me on this next one, Big Rock. Damali, go on read it again because everybody puzzled. Everybody just sitting there like, man.
Uncle Brian said B.
Uncle Brian said B.
Yeah. Okay. Ron said A. Ambrose said B. Who else? John Prince said C.
Laura said B.
Laura said B. Teresa said D.
Mom said C.
Mom said C.
John Prince said C.
Yeah, I got John already. AJ said C.
What's C?
C is your time.
I'm going with AJ.
John did.
So what AJ say, I say.
Charles.
Yeah.
What you got, producer? The question is, name something you can use right now to lead where you are. Is it A, your voice, B, your skills, C, your time, or D, your relationships? You're going to go with A. Steven. Dave and Donna said C. D and D. Okay, here we go. So here we go. Question with answer. Name something you can use right now to lead where you are. Is it A, your voice, B, your skills, C, your time, or D, your relationships? Brian, Ambrose, and Laura, you are correct. The answer is B, your skills. And Cousin Pearlie said B.
Cousin Pearlie.
She came in on last second.
She said not so fast.
Okay. Marquis said A. We got you, but it ain't the right answer.
Marquise, we just swinging and missing. We just swinging into the room.
Okay, so it says everyone has something they can contribute. Use what you already have.
Use what you got.
Your
Go
skills.
With
Yep.
your skills.
Your skill.
If you use your skills, it's easy.
Yeah.
I'm just doing what I always do.
What I always do.
I'm a gardener. You know, I'm a landscaper. I'm going to go volunteer at the church or the school, and I'm just going to do the landscape. I'm doing it anyway. That's a skill I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can make it look beautiful for everybody else. All right, question number 3.
Oh, man. I can be a 2-time you loser.
Yeah.
But what I'm not going to do live on this radio station, I am not going to see it's a song say 3-time loser. And at that point, you got to question everything. But anyway,
that is hilarious.
I know some other people.
Ron going to try to change his answer to B now.
B.
Boy, it
B
was
too.
already A.
Give me B with Ron. Okay, I'm going alone this time.
All right, here we go. Question number 3. Name something that stops people from leading where they are. Is it A, fear, B, waiting for the right moment, C, feeling unqualified, or D, lack of resources?
Fear.
Okay, he just right out the gate. So that would be A. Oh, look, I ain't even ready. I ain't even brought my things out.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay,
gonna
so
go on.
Charles said A. Ron gonna say, can I change my answer? Man, we passed that question. Let's go to the next
That's
one.
over. That part is over. The DJ done stopped playing the music and left the building.
Okay. All right. Question number 3. Name something that stops people from leading where they are. Is it A, fear, B, waiting for the right moment, C, feeling unqualified, or D, lack of resources? Charles just jumped out there and said A. AJ says A. Laura says B.
Is A or B? I'm just going with A. Is A or B? Maybe.
Prentice says C.
Ooh, that's wrong.
Ron says A.
Is A or B?
Marquis says D.
Yeah, that's wrong. No, I'm just playing, y'all. Y'all go with y'all answer. I don't
Brian
know.
says B. David Donna say A.
I think it's A. I felt like the ancestor touched me on
Pearlie
my
said
ankle.
C.
Teresa said C too.
Teresa said C.
What is C?
Feeling unqualified. Gina says C.
They just upgraded C.
Ambrose said D.
I'm sticking. Ooh.
Richie says A. What you got, producer? You got A? And who else? Mama said D.
We all over the place now.
All right. Anybody else?
Somebody gonna win, somebody gonna crash out.
All right. So here's the question with the answer. Okay, it says, name something that stops people from leading where they are. Is it A, fear, B, waiting for the right moment, C, feeling unqualified, or D, lack of resources? Stephen, Charles, AJ, Ron, Dave, and Donna, and Richie, you are correct. Richie, you already said the right answer. He talking about, I'm back, please read. You said the right answer. You was right. So the answer is A, fear. Fear can keep people from stepping into leadership. Don't let fear hold you back.
Yeah. Laura said, I'll stick with my answer, but it could be C.
Yeah. Laura said B, but the answer is A.
I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like, well, y'all keep up with your points. Keep up with your points. The bonus is going to determine it.
If I get the bonus,
everybody's
I
all
won.
over the place.
I only got one right. So it's a lot of y'all got two right. AJ and some of y'all. So if you got two
AJ
right,
got two.
If you get this bonus right, you got it. But if you miss it and I get it, crown to me. Because I'm the champion. I'm your champion. Right. My champion.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, I got to get this one right.
And Richie said my internet is slow.
You still got it right, though.
Here we go. For 5 points, name something that happens when people start leading where they are. Is it A, others get inspired, B, problems get solved, C, community gets stronger, or D, opportunities are created? Gina said, shaking my head, I don't agree.
I'm shaking. Hey, that's what I did the first two questions. I was like, man, but I had to zone in. Like this last one. Read this one more time.
Name something that happens when people start leading where they are. Is it A, others get inspired, B, problems get solved, C, community gets stronger, or D, opportunities are created?
We're going with community gets stronger.
Okay, so that's C. Man, why am I not having my stuff written down? Okay, so Charles is C.
Marquise said he got a big goose egg.
And he put a goose on there.
Marquise, you waited too long to get on the show. You had to get into the flow of the show.
Richie said D.
When y'all want to do good on this, you got to get into the flow of the show because it's hard to catch the flow.
Uncle Brian says C.
So I just started flowing, Marquise, and I've been on the show and part of the show.
Said D. John said D.
There's a lot of D's.
AJ said C. Ron said D.
Man, we all over the place. Damali is working us today, y'all. She's been working us all this week.
Steven said C. Laura said C. Mama said C.
What's the question again?
Name something that happens when people start leading where they are. Is it A, others get inspired, B, problems get solved, C, community gets stronger, or D, opportunities are created? Dave and Donna said C. Ambrose said A.
What did I say?
You said C. Ambrose said A. Pearlie said C.
He said C with all the others on the side.
For half points.
We're just trying to find a shortcut to win.
Right.
Ball, hold on. He just done it. Set up
that is hilarious.
Everything else on the side.
That is hilarious. Okay, here we go. Question with answer. Name something that happens when people start leading where they are. Is it A, others get inspired, B, problems get solved, C, community gets stronger, or D, opportunities are created? Pearlie, Prentice, Charles, Brian, AJ, Stephen, Laura, Mom, Dave, and Donna, you all are correct. The answer is C, because leadership multiplies impact. When you lead, everyone benefits.
Do your dance.
All right, so y'all figure out your points and tell me who won.
I won.
You always think you won, even when you
I
didn't
think
win.
I won.
Yeah.
We'll take a break
got
and do a recount. We're going to take
5-6.
a break, and when we come back, we're going to announce.
Wait, before we take a break, let me explain the answer. Leading where you are is about taking the initiative, using what you have, and serving others and creating impact. Black Wall Street was built by people who didn't wait for permission. They led in their spaces with their resources and in their time. Because leadership doesn't start someday, it starts right where you are.
And coming up next, it's a photo finish. We don't know who won, but we're going to do the count. You count your own votes. You go back through the live. But when we come back,
Teresa said 0.
If you got 0, you know you didn't win. Just relax yourself.
AJ said I won.
Relax.
AJ didn't get 2. So that's 7. Yeah, so that's 7. You got 6.
We're going to let you know after the break on Community Wake Up with Charles and Damali. Stay locked in because we got a lot of great stuff coming up this weekend that you need to be a part of. Stay locked in. AJ, you don't have the crown yet. Hold on. Look.
No, Uncle Brian said, Charles, we tied. AJ won.
Go to break. I don't know nothing about that. And we'll be right back with the official winner.
TEDC, Tulsa Economic Development Corporation, is proud to announce the grand opening of GYM, Greenwood Entrepreneurship in Molden. That's GYM, a multi-level facility located at 609 East Pine Street in the heart of North Tulsa. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 30th at 10 a.m. You don't want to miss this grand opening event. Come witness all the great things that are happening. Come see the magnificent restoration and feel the history of GYM, Greenwood Entrepreneurship at Molden. The GYM will share as a base of operations for inspiring programming, emerging tech initiatives, including ongoing partnership with Microsoft to advance AI innovation and community impact. Again, that's Saturday, April 30th at 10 a.m. Join World One Development and NYCU.FM's very own Charles and Damali from the Community Wake Up Morning Show and be a part of this great event.
Looking to take your event to the next level with professionalism and energy? Contact World One Development. We host events, have radio personalities, offer community engagement and videography. We also do live radio remotes, red carpet appearances, create promos, event recaps, drops, and flyers. We also create customized advertising packets to promote your business, organization, or program. Visit our website at worldonedevelopment.com. You can also reach us on social media at World One Development.
Looking for space for your business or planning a special event? Gibbs Shopping Center in North Tulsa has commercial spaces available now, ready for you to move in. Call Tracy today at 918-780-7335 to schedule your tour. And don't forget, Reflections Event Center, located in the Gibbs Shopping Center. Perfect for weddings, birthday parties, community events, and more. TEDC, Tulsa Economic Development Corporation, is proud to announce the grand opening of GYM, Greenwood Entrepreneurship in Molden. That's GYM, a multi-level facility located at 609 East Pine Street in the heart of North Tulsa. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 30th at 10 a.m. You don't want to miss this grand opening event. Come witness all the great things that are happening. Come see the magnificent restoration and feel the history of GYM, Greenwood Entrepreneurship at Molden. The GYM will share as a base of operations for inspiring programming, emerging tech initiatives, including ongoing partnership with Microsoft to advance AI innovation and community impact. Again, that's Saturday, April 30th at 10 a.m. Join World One Development and NYCU.FM's very own Charles and Damali from the Community Wake Up Morning Show and be a part of this great event.
You know what? It's really not that bad being up at 5 a.m.
Damali, you know what? You're absolutely right. The only thing better is we on 5 days a week.
7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
It's the Community Wake Up, our brand new morning show.
Right here on NYCU.FM.
And simulcast on KBOB 89.9 FM.
We got your Black History Trivia.
We got your medical report.
Don't forget the police report.
Your local, national, and international news.
Always the latest on upcoming events.
The Divine Nine and HBCU check-ins.
And most importantly, we can't do it without you.
And make sure you join us each and every day.
It's the Community Wake Up
with Charles and Damali.
Welcome back to the Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, home of Black Wall Street on Greenwood. You're locked in on NYCU.FM radio station. Make sure y'all stay locked in 24/7, whether you at school, work, or play. We play the absolute best R&B and them throwbacks and even today's hottest jams. So stay locked in, because whenever some breaking news or something going on, then we're going to be there for you. We also live and syndicated right here locally on KBOB 89.9 FM with Uncle Bobby Eden, where we get to tell our story our way. And we also on YouTube, the official World One Development news you can use. But you got the best seat in the house right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma with Damali and I. Y'all at Grandma's table on the community Wake Up, where you don't just wake up mentally, but physically, socially, financially, and every other lead you can come up with. Damali, what's going on this hump day?
So I want to say congratulations to AJ. AJ
It's
was
official.
the official winner
Right.
of the Black Wall Street Family Feud on today. So congratulations, AJ. You did
And
that.
he done danced this way. I figured out how he won, Damali.
What's that?
After the first question, he gave his own self a high five on the line.
He
It
did.
wasn't nobody there. He just, he encouraged. It's a song that says, sometimes we have to encourage
Yes.
ourselves.
Yeah.
AJ encouraged himself and he marched right on to victory. Congratulations down there in Jacksonville, Arkansas, in the J-Bone Lounge. Mr. Energizer is crowned the king.
Yes, he sent out this emoji. If y'all on the live,
He
y'all
is
need to
jamming.
go. He sent out this superhero emoji. It is funny to
He
me.
is rolling.
Teresa says, congratulations, AJ. Laura Roberts says, love this show so much. Everyone have a wonderful day. May the Lord shower you with blessings today. Thank you, Laura. We needed that.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you. All right. Uncle Brian says, congratulations, AJ. Well deserved. AJ says, I got 2 and the bonus, and he doing his
He
dance.
counted all his own money. I ain't waiting on y'all to come off the break to tell me nothing. I'm going to celebrate now.
Exactly. All right, so it's time for our small business spotlight, where we highlight businesses capturing moments and creating lasting memories in our community. So today we're shining the spotlight on Eye Candy Photography, owned by Candace Edwards, located at 6622 South Lewis Avenue, right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Eye Candy Photography specializes in professional photography services that bring your vision to life, whether it's family photographs, branding shots, special events, creative sessions, or whatever. With a passion for detail and storytelling, Candace Edwards helps clients capture moments that last a lifetime. It's not just photos, it's memories you can keep forever. If you'd like to book a session or learn more, you can connect with Eye Candy Photography. For booking, go to eyecandyphotos.as.me, or you can call them at 918-852-4609. We need to be supporting local, support creativity, and support businesses that capture our stories.
Absolutely. Eye candy. I love me some eye candy. So a lot of the good photos I got on my good side, she make both of your sides a good side. Now, some people ain't got number one good side, but when you give it eye candy, every side is a good side. So reach out to her. That's a phenomenal sister, and congratulations on her being spotlighted on the Wake Up today. So look, y'all, this weekend and next weekend, there's so many great things that are happening, and we do not want you guys to miss it, because some of these things are life-changing situations, and what's so much going on in the country. These are the kind of things we have to start doing in community. When we say community, it's local, national, and international. Everybody's welcome to pull up. We don't have no problem, but we're going to touch that now and then see what we got on the back end. So if you don't mind, hit that arrow if you're just not new to Facebook, so you can share the live. Also text 5 friends and let them get the info, because you may not need it personally, but I guarantee you somebody you know needs this information that we are about to share.
All right, so the Tulsa Reparations Summit, From Apology to Repair, is going to be happening April 24th through 26th at Langston, Tulsa, located at 914 North Greenwood Avenue. You can register at bit.ly/Tulsa Reparations 1921. The registration fee is $19.21.
Why is it $19.21?
1921 Tulsa Race Massacre.
Okay.
That's what it's representative of. It is hosted by Beyond Apology Commission with national partners. So you guys make sure there are a lot of great partners. Robin Ruth Simmons is leading the way.
Right.
with the reparations effort in Evanston, Illinois. And she is going to be here with a host of other folks that are going to be here. And I'll probably announce some of those tomorrow so that you can go look them up. When I say heavyweights,
Heavy.
OMG.
Here's the thing. People talk about reparations all over the country. Sometimes you don't know. They're actually been having reparations in Evanston, Illinois for like the last 5 years. And Robin Ruth Simmons, I'm talking about millions of dollars. We know I'm talking about $2, $3.
Yeah.
Education, housing, and those kind of things. So a lot of people in the community are trying to figure out how to make adjustments. Robin Ruth Simmons got the answers, y'all. She gonna be here. Cam gonna be here. The thing is gonna be hosted by DeMarco Morgan. He been on ABC News, Good Morning America. The brother's a heavyweight. He the host of it. But some of the others that's going to be showing up, some of the local people that's going to be on there, of course, going to be like Cody Ransom. You're going to have like Eli Grayson. You're going to have a whole lot of the local people that make huge impact as well.
So I got the flyers here. So okay. Cam Howard, heavyweight. He's a national leader in the reparations movement. So look him up. I mean, I'm telling you, absolute heavyweight. Dr. Joy McGurry. She is amazing. I'm telling you, I've seen her in Evanston probably 3 times.
Yeah, the mayor's mom gonna be speaking as well.
So right, that's our local. Dr. Julianne Malvo.
Man, if you don't know Julianne Malvo, look, we posted this all on World One Development yesterday. So if you haven't seen it, just go look at the flyer, look at the lineup, and if you close to Tulsa and you need this information, you need to pull up.
Justin Hansford, he's an attorney committed to advancing equality and justice through legal advocacy and policy work. So he's going to be here speaking. Teslin Figueroa.
Man, if you don't know Teslin Figueroa, just Google these names. Teslin Figueroa. Go look at the live because she is on whether it's MSNBC, if it's on the Breakfast Club or all these national platforms. She's going to be local in our city. And one of the biggest things she do is called Push the Line. So for people who want to figure out where they fit into leadership, she does this program where she build you up if you're nervous about pushing the line to help you make your community better. So I can't wait to see Tez.
Pastor Michael Neighbors, he's a faith leader out of Evanston, Illinois, that has been doing this reparations work. Keenan Keller is a public servant and policy professional with experience at the U.S. House of Representatives. So,
and many more, y'all.
Yes.
Just go check it out because there's a lot of them because we got some other events coming up as well.
So there's a lot. So you guys
go to the registration link. It's only $19.21, and we will see you in Tulsa. You still got a couple more days.
Right. Absolutely.
And no, hold on. The food.
Oh my God, yeah.
And you got a 5-star master chef from New York that's been living here for years. So the food, the breakfast, the lunch, and the dinner is gonna be off the chain. Find me eating. If you don't see me in a section, I'm eating with Chef Chad Cherry. Trust me, man. The food, everything about this, we're gonna be on Greenwood. We at a HBCU, and it's on a whole nother level. So we in the Midwest, so no matter where you are, it's about the same distance. Get here.
Yes. All right. Also, on the 25th, Tulsa Empowerment Network is going to be having their monthly meeting.
Right.
It's going to be from 9 o'clock a.m. until 11:30 a.m. at the 36th Street North Event Center, located at 1125 East 36th Street North. Black Tech Street is going to be in the building. Tyrance Billingsley going to be talking to us about AI.
Yeah.
And how it affects each and every sector, whether it's education, policy, legal, whatever it is. He's going to talk about how it affects all sectors, and everybody need to be getting on board in some form or fashion. We're also going to have Merton Huff in here. He's going to be talking about the housing that's coming.
Yes.
He's from Capital Homes. There's going to be housing, 545 rooftops that are being built right here at the corner of 36th Street North.
Right across the street from where we are right now.
Absolutely.
Right there. Now I'm talking about not no regular. Some people like, oh, North Tulsa, that's going to be a tiny home, a regular home. They are building some tiny homes somewhere, but this is not the tiny home edition. These homes,
the tiny home edition,
2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 3,000 square feet.
Some of them are 5-bedroom.
Garage, 5-bedroom. These houses are equivalent to Bixby, Broken Arrow, South Tulsa, Owasso. I'm talking about nice homes. The same home that you're going to be able to get right here in North Tulsa, other side of town might be $100,000 more. Here's the thing. Not just that, so don't get scared. Even this is a government pro, so even if your credit score is in the 500s, you can still get approved, right? They also have down payment assistance. So even if you ain't got no money in the bank, they're gonna have $20,000 to help you toward all of that. And here's your number one requirement, Damali. You know what it is?
What's that?
You got to make less than $170,000. Most people I know make less than $170,000 a year. So less than $170,000. Your credit can be in the 500s, and they're giving you $20,000 toward your down payment. And if you stay in the house for 5 years, it's forgiven. So people are already getting approved. They're gonna build these houses in 6 months, and they're gonna give you the keys to your crib, because the big part of financial stability and generational wealth is you got to have a home.
This is all about starting where you are.
Starting where you are, leading. So whether you're young, just getting out of college, you're in the middle of the road, or if you want that nice 5-bedroom, 3,000, either way it go. This is a great opportunity that you may never get again.
May never get it again.
Come get your home. So we're only going to be here at 9 to 11:30. So it's an in and out situation, but it's going to be impactful. And if you don't know about Tyrone Billingsley, just Google his name, look up Black Tech Street. He's in partnership with Microsoft. What's the name of that? NVIDIA, something, the biggest, largest billionaire company in the world. Yeah. So we're leading the innovative and innovation world right here in Tulsa. They got to create 4,000 jobs in Oklahoma. We talking about good jobs, y'all, that can fill up them pockets and fill up your bank account. Right. We're going to be talking about all that stuff right here at 1125 East 36th Street North. The link is already out there. Yes. Go to World One Development. I put it on my page. Register. If you can donate $25 or $10, please do so. But if you don't have it, no worries. Come on, we're going to feed you. We still going to have a good time, because no judgment here. Right. We want everybody to win. Now, some of you out there that's balling, now y'all go ahead and give a little extra. You know what I'm talking about? Share some love where you can, because look, Damali and me or somebody got to pay for right. We got to pay for all of it anyway, but nevertheless, we just want to see people win, because, man, right now, with them cutting in every area, every sector of life, people are hurting. So we are doing something to combat that, but you got to show up. That's your part. All right, got to remind you guys about the book signing event. Come on by and meet Dr. George James, the author of I Give Myself Permission, Take Risk, Be Imperfect, and Live Boldly. He's going to be here Thursday, April the 23rd from 5:30 to 7:30 at Birthright Living Legacy, located at 3939 South Harvard Avenue, Suite 235. That's Marquise's place. You need to register, though, in order to be a part of this. He's going to be signing books and all of that. You need to go to bit.ly/IGMP Tulsa. We'll post that as well. And that's happening tomorrow. Yes. So govern yourself accordingly. Oh, yeah, that's right. That is tomorrow. that is tomorrow. That is tomorrow. That's why we want to slow down to make sure y'all get all this information. So get there. Absolutely. You know, Marquise going to have the snacks, so don't even worry about that. Exactly. Marquise going to have food. Yeah, you see how big he is? 6'4", 310. So the one thing you're not going to miss is food, daycare, all that good stuff. Marquise got him in, doing a great job in our community. Okay, the NARAB. Now that's next weekend. It's not this weekend. It's the second. So that's just only 2 weeks. Right. But this is one of the most heavyweight events that's going on in this country. Not just in Tulsa. Right. So NARAB, the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, they're having an affordable home ownership bus tour and community wealth expo happening May 2nd from 12:30 p.m. until 3 o'clock p.m. at the Tulsa Dream Center, located at 200 West 46th Street North. It's a free event. There's going to be food, music, and giveaways. So make sure that you are present at that event if you are interested in home ownership. Yeah, so your Sora, your president gonna be here, your regional president? Yes, see that? She's gonna be here. Stacy, yes. The president of 586 is gonna be here. Here's the thing: if you're looking for money for housing, if you're a developer, if you're a builder, if you're in the real estate space, they're gonna be showing you where to get the money. Because what happens with us a lot of times, we got the vision, we got the idea, we got the paperwork, but we can't get access to the money. Yes. This is your access to the money is coming to your community. And here's the thing. It don't matter if you live in another state, right, Damali? Right. Come on over to Tulsa. Come on over to the Dream Center. Damali and I are going to be live. We're going to be interviewing people. We're going to be doing all of that. But these are things that can really change your life forever. So that's why we slowed down the show to make sure you got this information.
All right. Let's see. The Black Wall Street Rally is happening May 14th through 16th. There is going to be museum tours, live music on stage, panel discussions, and cultural vendors. Friday, May 15th is Rep Your City Day and the Audio Super Bowl. On the 16th, I just got a flyer that says there's going to be a headliner concert, old school R&B and Southern soul with Cicely Wilburn. Performing her hits Living for the Weekend and Southern Man and more. The gates open up at 7:30. The tickets are $50 in advance. You can go to blackwallstreetrally.com in order to get the schedule, as well as get more information about how to purchase tickets for all of the different events. We know on Saturday, the headliner is going to be One Way and jazz sensation Julian Vaughn over at BMX Park. So make sure that you guys are getting set up for that. And guess what?
What?
Black Wall Street Legacy Festival for 2026. The dates have been put out. It's going to be May 29th through 31st. So save the date because more details are coming. You know, it's festival season here in Tulsa. We get down.
We going outside, Damali?
We going outside.
We outside.
Yes.
We going outside.
And then, of course, we've already told you guys about Juneteenth, which is going to be happening June 19th weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, another announcement. Ladies of Elegance auditions. If you have a teenage, well, actually any age, if you have a child who loves to dance.
Pre-K to high school.
Right. Loves to dance. Ladies of Elegance is looking for her. It says Ladies of Elegance 2026-2027. Mindset is everything. That's their thing.
Come on.
So May 27th through the 29th from 6:00 p.m. until 8:45 p.m. Tryouts are going to be happening, or auditions are going to be happening at Edgerect. 5424 North Madison Avenue. You need to have on a white shirt and black bottoms because you ain't earned your colors yet. And who can join? It says girls ages 6 to 18 who are hardworking and dedicated. What to bring? You need to bring water and 16 counts to bring in to Cats, which is a song. And it's a $30 registration fee. Which is due the first day of auditions. So for more information, you can go to tulsaelegance@gmail.com in order to get in additional information. So listen.
There's a lot of good stuff going on because I love that we impacting the youth and the kids like the juice and dance and sports because we can't just be doing it. We got to build an entire village. So that's good stuff, Damali. So govern yourself accordingly.
You have now been told.
All right, we got to get ready to go now.
Okay, so remember to like our page, to share the show with 5 friends and ask them to like our page as well. But most importantly, we want you to tune in tomorrow. If you'd like to advertise your events or business on our show, go to nycu.fm and submit an inquiry, and someone from our office will get back in contact with you. And don't forget, the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this program belong solely to us. That means all of us and our guests, and not necessarily to this station, affiliates, organization, committee, group, or individuals associated with NYCU.FM or KBOB 89.9 FM.
Hey, we said Eli's name and he jumped on the live. He
said,
said,
what's
morning,
up, Eli?
y'all. Katina Walker said, Tamika Rogers, yes, ma'am, I feel you. You know, so again, thank y'all so much for tuning in today. We appreciate each and every one of you. Damali, what I liked about what we did today, we're going to get a chance to take care of our business with home and business and development and AI and all of that stuff first. And then right after that, we're going to have a good time and party. But the beauty of it, we're going to be done, took care of our business. We're going to be able to leave from where we are.
Yes.
Then have fun. You don't need to be dancing if your bill's not paid yet. You don't need to be dancing if you ain't got no business plan. You don't need to be dancing if you ain't got a roof over your family head.
Right.
I'm not going to get on no soapbox.
Right.
See y'all tomorrow on Thursday. This has been a Community Wake Up Morning Show. I'm one of your hosts, Mr. Charles Harper.
And I'm Damali Wilson.
And we will see you tomorrow on Throwback Thursday.
Yes.